Hi, I'm Lita Leapins.
And I'm Jim Gordon.
And welcome to another edition of Our City Tonight.
Back here, folks, at one of our primary locations at Hydra Restaurant in the Exchange Hotel. We're in the Cabana Lounge, downtown Vancouver.
We sure are, and there's a full show ahead, so let's get right to...
Well, my turn. Our City Tonight.
This segment is brought to you by Bosa Foods, with 2 locations to serve you. Bosa Foods, authentic Italian and authentic Spanish, with over 300 brands available from Spain.
Well, for much of the last year, we've enjoyed showcasing a lot of great, authentic Italian brands with our friends here at Bosa. They bring it in, of course, to their 2 locations. We're at the Kootenay Street location right now. And what's exciting is because it's always been about authentic Italian, but now we're going to talk about Spain. And that means we got to have this woman on the show. This is the woman that organizes all the segments here at Bosa. She is the art director at Bosa, Cristina Unti. And we're going to tell our viewers, we're not jabbing here, but I know you don't like doing this, but we really appreciate you coming on, Cristina, because you've just returned from Spain.
Yes.
And that wasn't a personal trip.
No.
It's a business trip where you go over and meet the vendors and see things frontline. Today is about Spain. Tell us about the trip.
Well, that's why I want to be on the air today, because we've done so much traveling around the world. We're very lucky. We have a great team. We actually go to our food shows, we meet suppliers, we meet new vendors. We're there to just hands-on pick new products and bring back for our consumers and to share it with everyone at the Bosa family. So we just came back from Spain. We were there for 2 weeks. We were in a food show in Barcelona. We met, like I said, with our vendors. We have partners there. We actually have a partner in Madrid that we've been partners with since 1964.
Wow.
So yes, so we actually do have a long-term relationships, and I'm really proud of that because that really showcases and with the products that we do carry in our store.
Okay, let's talk about some products over here you wanted to showcase for our viewers. I have been nibbling, as has most of our crew, on these spectacular
and
almonds.
Yeah.
Tell our viewers about these fantastic almonds.
Well, these are Spanish almonds. They're the Marcona and Valencia almonds, and what makes them so special is that they're fried in olive oil and sprinkled with sea salt. So yes, they are very good, and once you start, it's kind of hard to stop.
It is, as we're proving, actually.
But they're good for you. They're healthy.
Yeah.
Right?
Again, another great story of family and generations. This is one of the big brands, chocolate-wise, in Spain.
That's right, Jim. The 1880 is actually a very special brand. They actually come from Alicante. We actually toured Alicante and we got to go see their factory, which is pretty amazing. Great people. It is the oldest family company in Spain. They've been around for 300 years, 11 generations, and they're still using the special recipes that were created 300 years ago. And it's quite impressive, a lot of passion. Anywhere you walk in Spain, you'll find an 1880 boutique, which is pretty neat once you get to know the product. And we're very, very lucky that we can share it with all of you. You can come in here and grab these products all year long, which is great. Beautiful products. And we actually have some there on display.
Within reach, actually, yes.
Yeah, we can try some of that later.
Okay, Cristina, let's talk paella. We're having a lot of fun. Okay, let's talk paella. It's a famous Spanish dish, and you had a lot of it in Spain.
And I did have a lot of it in Spain, and every place I had it, every place was better. It's great. It's actually probably, like you said, one of the most famous dishes in Spain, and it was actually founded in Valencia. So we have the flag here of Valencia behind us. Come to Bosa Foods, we actually have all the ingredients you need to start it.
Right. What does some of you have over there?
So we have a great partnership with David in Alicante that we get all these great ingredients that you can add to your paella. Starting simply with your rice. We have the paella seasonings, we have the saffron, we have paprika, we have the oils, everything that you need to get started.
And we should mention, you can also buy this paella kit here at
Yes,
Bosa.
you can buy the kit, and we also have a bunch of different sizes of the actual paella pan that you can buy depending on what size of family or party you want to have.
Well, joining us now is, I'm going to call him Big Cheese in the world of Spanish cheese in Vancouver for only 24 hours. So it's great to get him to talk about some Spanish cheese. Jose Antonio Perez, welcome.
Hello, Jim.
Yes, welcome to Vancouver. I said to you before we went on camera that my knowledge of Spanish cheese is growing, but that so is your company. A lot of countries, we'll get into that in a bit. But let's talk about your company, Manchego, which you started, a nice family story, a number of years ago.
Well, we started 25 years ago in Albacete. Albacete is a city of Castilla-La Mancha, and this is the region where we produce the most famous cheese in Spain, which is the Manchego, which is a DOP cheese made with sheep milk.
And you've got 3 different ages here,
Correct.
which I've been nibbling at.
Yeah. We have the 3 months, the 6 months, and the 12 months. Okay, we have the 3 months, which is the youngest one for those people that don't like strong taste. And then we have the medium one, which is 6, and for those people that like strong taste, you have the 12 month. Okay, it's a nutty cheese. The texture of the cheese is, let's say, scrambled. So it's a wonderful cheese sold everywhere in the world.
You're in how many countries now?
62 countries.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we should say to both the Bosa locations, we're at the Kootenay street store, of course, but you can buy these, I call retail size, but you also offer customers here at Bosa the more economy size.
Yes.
And you've got a couple there that you want to mention that are infused beautifully.
Yes, well, the Manchego or any other kind of cheese we can sell in 3 kilos, or we can sell also in portion 150 grams. Okay. Well, beside the Manchego cheese, we produce all the kind of cheese in Spain, and right now we are, for example, producing sheep cheese with a truffle inside. It's infused cheese, and then you can see the truffle inside. It's a sheep cheese, aged 6 months, with a black truffle inside. Okay, but we do also a garlic cheese, the same with a sheep cheese, and we infuse the garlic inside.
What you're looking at are some photos that Christina took on her recent trip to Spain at one of the facilities of their partners over there.
Yep.
And we're bringing that up because we've gone from Jose and cheese back to Christina and meat. It's the meet and greet.
Yes.
Thank you. Laughing on cue. Brilliance. Yes. Okay.
All right.
Let's talk about, because that's a big part of what you guys bring in here from
Yes,
Spain.
exactly. Yes. So actually, we were fortunate again when we were in Spain to go visit our partners. They are about an hour outside of Madrid. It was a beautiful, beautiful countryside. Just to give you a quick overview, we have a huge selection of Spanish meats that we carry. And of course, we have the classic chorizo. And you cannot go to Spain and not talk about Iberico, because Iberico is the king of meat in Spain, and it's anywhere you can go, you have to eat it.
Yeah.
So what we have here, we just have 3 versions. We can just kind of explain to you how they work. This is Serrano, and this is like a really good ham. Then we have the Iberico, which is an amazing ham, and then you have Iberico Bilota, which is the king and the finest of hams.
Why is that?
Well, the Bilota means acorn.
Okay.
And the Spanish, very unique black pigs are fed acorns, and this is what this is what they have at the end, and it's actually cured for 48 months.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
nice.
pretty awesome.
And again, it's a great selection of meats over there, all from Spain. You
Yeah.
can get them here at the store. And one of the great things we wanted to wrap up with is, of course, that everything we've talked about today and everything that's on this table display can be part of the charcuterie board, or you call it the
Yes.
Spanish board.
The Spanish board, yes. This is everything here today that we talked about is on this board. So you want to have a Spanish themed night? We have a great example there for you to look at.
And Christina didn't forget a thing. We have some Spanish
Yeah.
wine now. Okay, listen, hey, I know that you prefer to be on the other side of the camera, but you did a great job. Did you have fun?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you. We should say her dress is from Spain as well. Cheers.
Cheers.
Here's to Spain. You find it all at both the locations. Cheers.
Thank you.
This segment was brought to you by Bosa Foods, with 2 locations to serve you. Bosa Foods, authentic Italian and authentic Spanish, with over 300 brands available from Spain.
Well, we hope you're enjoying this edition of Our City Tonight. We're back here at one of the places we have filmed at a lot over the last couple of years. That's Hydra Restaurant. We're in the Cabana Lounge. Come check this great place out. Downtown Vancouver in the Exchange Hotel. But I want to pay tribute to another sponsor, Lita, long-term sponsor.
One of our longtime sponsors, which is Bobo of Bobo's Philosophy. Bobo keeps our hair always looking great. Well, when he does it, for sure. And we love him very much. Thanks, Bobo, for being our go-to hairstylist.
Yeah, Bobo, thanks very much for doing what you can with what's left of mine. Back to
Cheers.
the show.
This wine moment is brought to you by Blue Grouse Estate Winery. Come savor the coast in the Cowichan Valley on Vancouver Island with Blue Grouse Estate Winery.
Well, I am here with Michael Abbott, who is the general manager of Blue Grouse Estate Winery, I should say the full title there. And super excited because the Cowichan Valley, where this winery is from, in Duncan in particular, is really, really gaining some popularity. In fact, all my wine friends say you've got to go to the Cowichan Valley. I know that Blue Grouse has a really interesting history. Can you share with our viewers a little bit of that really interesting history?
Well, first off, Lita, we love hearing that. That's great news that your friends are talking about the Cowichan Valley. We have been growing grapes in the Cowichan since the late 80s. Blue Grouse Estate Winery and Vineyard itself was actually planted as part of the Duncan Project. And the Duncan Project was a research development where they planted varieties of Vitis vinifera to assess viability of wine production in different regions. When that was no longer a going concern, it sold to Hans Kiltz, the founder of Blue Grouse Estate Winery, where he propagated grapevines on the property up to about 7 acres and started Blue Grouse Estate Winery with the second tasting room license opened on Vancouver Island in 1990.
Wow, okay, so you definitely are historic. And you know, people used to think just kind of fruit wines over on Vancouver Island. Remember, that used to be the standard. Now you're creating some amazing wines there. In fact, let's talk about the 3 wines that you've brought particularly to showcase at the Wine Festival and for us here on the show.
Yeah, I would love to. Blue Grouse has been developing acreage for the last 5 years, 6 years. We've gone from 7 to 70 acres of grapes under vine. And the main focus of the plantings that we're going forward with now are Pinot Gris, Pinot Noir, and Chardonnay. With those 3 grapes, we can make a multitude of different varieties and styles. We can make rosés, sparklings, traditional method, and Charmat. Of course, our still Pinot Noir, our still Chardonnay, and our still Pinot Gris. These are our favorite wines that we're showcasing here at the Vancouver International Wine Fest.
Well, now what makes them a little bit different? As I know you were pouring them, and the colors are gorgeous.
Yeah.
And
Island wines have a energy. They have a tension and a minerality with a backbone of acidity that just lets them sort of cut through a lot of different food pairings. They show up on the table fresh. They're very enjoyable, easy drinking wines. The Pinot Noirs are pushing into that sort of full fruit, forest floor style of winemaking. And we're really getting experimental with the different ways that we're making these wines. Our Pinot Gris, which is our current star of the show, let's say, is actually made in 60% concrete fermenters and then an additional 40% done in oak. So it's a bit of a unique style for a Pinot Gris from Vancouver Island.
wonderful. I'm actually going to try that. And while
Please
I'm
do.
taking a quick sip, can you give our viewers, what would you pair with this in particular?
Yeah, that Pinot Gris there, I would be pairing with a cheese plate, starting the meal with a Pinot Gris. It would definitely be on the fish or chicken or pasta side of the menu.
This is absolutely unique. I mean, I've tasted a lot of wine over my time. Very beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Next, the pairing. We got to talk about the Chardonnay.
Okay, the Chardonnay it's new for us. This is our second vintage of making Chardonnay. It is a beautiful wine. It's coming through very, very clean and very elegant and very lean. It's something that I would be pairing with a dish that doesn't carry a lot of fat to it. So potentially leaning towards seafood with this one. Scallops, clams, mussels, salmon, crab, anything that comes from the coast, I would be pairing with this Chardonnay.
So that is a perfect Vancouver Island wine then.
Yeah, exactly.
And lastly, your beautiful Pinot Noir. What gorgeous colors here.
Yeah.
I will try this as you tell us. What do
Wonderful.
we eat with this?
Oh, from a menu perspective on the Pinot Noir, I would be leaning into sort of the heavier set on the menu. So starting to look at sort of perhaps a turkey or a chicken, a lamb or beef, if you will. But of course, the red wine is something that we're going to want to pair with something a little bit heavier on the menu.
Delicious. You know what? I can't leave the Chardonnay out. So just while we're on camera, I am going to take a quick sip. Any last words about the winery? Why you'd encourage people to come visit you?
So what's really unique about the Cowichan Valley and Blue Grouse is that we're a mosaic of activities in the valley. So from a destination perspective, you don't just come to taste wines, you come to go whale watching, you walk the streets. There's lots of outdoor activities, rivers, lakes, and beautiful restaurants to eat at. And then the wineries dot the valley, just like, a bit of a mosaic of activities to come experience in the Cowichan Valley.
Well, I can't wait to. And I'm a Vancouver Island girl, and I am super excited to get to Duncan and try these great wines. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Lita.
This wine moment was brought to you by Blue Grouse Estate Winery. Come savor the coast in the Cowichan Valley on Vancouver Island with Blue Grouse Estate Winery.
We were last here in Surrey at Sky Avenue Kitchen and Lounge, joined by one of our longtime guest expert, Richard Goodine. He's back with us. Richard, we were filming here in January, as I mentioned, and had a number of viewers going, wow, love the place. Can we see some more? Yes, you can. We're out here. Richard said, come on out and check out some new things we got going on here. We're sitting in part of the restaurant right now, probably the biggest part, Richard. But we have got some great things that's happening here. You're really focused on getting some folks in here because there's a business community all around us and residential. You like the lunches, specifically the express lunch, and we've got a couple of items here now.
Yeah, a couple of really killer items that certainly catch my attention and have been catching attention of consumers alike. At the core, one of the items that we do everything really well, and Valerio is a fantastic chef, but at the core, one of the things that they do exceptionally well is this burger. It's done in such a way that they're able to serve it to you, which you can't get very often in many places.
Right.
Medium rare if you want, or if you want it well done.
Brilliant.
And as a result, you get this beautiful pink burger. So it's juicy, and consistently what people say is best burger I've ever had. And throughout the month of April, it's Monday and Tuesday, you come in and get the burger and the beer for $28.
Wow. And can I get the burger at night too?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, let's talk about something else. I know this is a very popular item, but I was saying to you earlier, I don't order it as much as I should because it's often inconsistent with places I go to, but this is one of your bigger sellers that you can get at lunch.
Well, it shows the commitment to the craft that the kitchen has, and that they make sure that there's a couple of things that happen on this. That's a great burger, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
So I didn't interrupt you with my chewing, but oh my God, that's fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty great burger. But so first of all, cook it to perfection. Then when you take care of it, you sous vide it so that it retains all of the juice. Do the bread in-house. Provide an exceptionally well-made broth, and you've got a beef dip that's absolutely memorable, and it's not dry in any way, shape, or form. And all of the technique and effort that's gone into it comes through in the flavor.
We would be remiss if we didn't talk about what a great pizza you make here, part of the lunch and dinner.
Absolutely available all day once the restaurant's open. And I love great pizza. I spent a lot of time in Italy, but to watch Valerio and his team constantly sitting and analyzing the dough and determining as the humidity changes what they need to do. And they talk a lot about the digestibility of it. And so as a result, they're meticulously paying attention to this, and it's why it's such a great pizza. This is burrata and prosciutto.
Right.
Really fantastic pizza.
Thank you.
I'll give a piece to you here.
Thank you, sir.
Chili oil for those that like it. I know that may not be for everybody. And then the variety of these is interesting, but sometimes it changes up, and you'll find them. Last week I think they did a buttered chicken pizza.
Well, something else that you've started that wasn't here when we were here in January, and that is a great brunch, buddy. This started about 3-4 weeks ago. Tell us about what we're looking at here and what people can expect for brunch.
Absolutely, yeah. It started about 3 weeks ago, and really the rationale was there's not a great brunch to be had in Surrey, and we wanted to be able to showcase some great items. So this is just a snapshot. This is a pulled beef Benedict. I think it's
Pulled beef. Oh, wow.
Pulled beef. Done. It's actually a style called carne al pastor. You cook it, and then slowly the beef just kind of comes apart, retains all the juiciness. Of course, avocado toast, which I guess
That's a little different than some of the avocado toast you see in restaurants. The workmanship here is pretty impressive.
a little more meticulous than the average. But I often wonder the whole avocado toast thing. Like, it started about 15 years ago,
Yeah.
and now you can't open a place and not have. If you didn't have avocado
That's
toast,
so
people
true.
would protest you. This is something really
This
spectacular.
I've never seen anywhere.
Chicken and waffle, really decadent. It is certainly something that when they bring up that tableside Caesar and mimosa cart, that after you have that, you're probably not running anywhere in a hurry.
And we should mention we have some mimosas here. What are we having here right now?
These are mango mimosas. They do mango, pineapple, pomegranate, guava, you name it, but everything's done at the table. So literally tableside Caesars, tableside mimosas, killer prices on them. $6 mimosas and $8 double Caesars is pretty good steal.
Well, Richard and I have moved to the bar, obviously, and we're going to talk about some other things here at Sky Avenue. Richard, you talked about this last time when we were here, but let's remind our viewers again about the spectacular selection of whiskeys you have, many of which are right behind us.
Yeah, we have, probably, I've had a lot of people telling me they think it's the best collection in North America. I think we have 3,000 labels. That covers Irish whiskey, Scottish, Japanese, Canadian, and even gets into things like Kentucky bourbon and stuff like that. Massive list, and certainly something for the whiskey lover to come discover not only what they already know, but they have a chance to discover a new product that they've never even tried before.
And you mentioned last time as well that as the restaurant gets more known and continues to move along, that you'll also be planning like whiskey evenings. You've already done a couple, yeah?
Yeah, well, one of the big things is the club, and the club is aimed at having people come down, have a chance to taste different whiskeys, determine what they like, and then within the club, there'll be certain whiskeys that we won't even sell to the public. They'll only be available to people who are members of that club.
You have always been a guy that I can lean on and go to about wines because you spent as many years in the wine industry as you have in the restaurant industry, and you've got me sampling a lovely Spanish wine. And again, I don't know a lot about Spanish wine, but I'm trying to learn more and more.
Well, this is a fun little one. I certainly love the label, La Maldita. It's a Garnacha. For those who were drinking Australian wines, they probably know GSM, which is Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvedre. A very common thing. It's similar to what was in Châteauneuf-du-Pape for many years.
Right.
What I like about Spanish wines, and what is certainly a very important thing for us and what we're doing here, value. We've got to be able to deliver value to people. And value isn't just about the price. It's about what do I feel I'm getting for the price.
Yeah, because I think you can, again, it's better than it was 10 years ago, but 10 years ago you'd go in for a happy hour or something and go, I'm drinking lighter fluid right now in terms of a happy hour wine.
Absolutely.
But that you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, no, and I think, listen, the consumer knows more than they ever did. They have access to information faster than they ever did. They just pull up their phone, when I find out the name of the wine, find out what it's worth, and they want it, that value perception fits into it. But at the end of the day, you give someone a glass of wine like this, and they take a sip and they say, that's a good wine.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. And it's not $16 for a 6-ounce glass.
Yeah.
You know, by the time you go to some places, you get a glass of wine that's $15, $16. You get the tax and the tip. You spent $24, and you're thinking, I had one glass of wine.
Yeah. Let's talk about one of the things we didn't talk really about last time because it was January, but you do have a spectacular patio here as well.
Yeah, we've got a beautiful patio over about 125 seats. One section of it is couches with a beautiful fire pit, so certainly somewhere to come on a nice summer evening and just sit there, have a glass of wine, and enjoy the fire. But we also are just positioned perfectly so we get a little bit of afternoon sun, which keeps it nice and warm, but you're not in a patio where you're spending the whole time thinking, oh, I can't stand the heat.
Hey, it's great to be back out here again. We had a number of viewers say, hey, good to see you out in Surrey, because this is a fairly new place, but the location is spectacular, as we said before. Steps from the SkyTrain, which is great. Hey, the new title, VP of Hospitality Development?
Yes, yeah, just about 3 weeks ago. So excited to be part of it. You know, the ownership have a mentality that our slogan is the sky's the limit, and I believe that's completely true. And I said to someone the other day, our location is literally the Robson and Thurlow of Surrey.
That's a good way to
and
put it,
we are surrounded by developments, and once people get to know more about us, and we're gaining more and more traction every day, I'm convinced that people are going to say what is already being said, which is, it's amazing.
Good to hear. Website?
Yeah, they go to the website, skyavenue.com. Skye is spelled with an E, like the Isle of Skye in Scotland, which was some of our inspiration. But on there, you'll hear about our happy hour and our express lunch and all the things we're doing. And we're doing some pretty progressive things, but we're doing them because we have that hospitality mindset and because we want people to discover that we do great stuff.
Hey, let's do a cheers here. We should mention good cocktails here too. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a really unique spin on a pina colada. So what they do is they create the pina colada foam. This has got some strawberry syrup and some rum. So a pina colada that's not shaken and looks like it was served to you on the beach. Really delicious, but always a pleasure.
Cheers, pal. Richard Goodine here at Sky Avenue Kitchen and Lounge. Cheers. Well, Lita and Harry mentioned next year's theme, of course, is the United States. Joining me now is Randall and Charlene Lang of Lang Twins Family Winery and Vineyards. And Randall, I'll ask you quickly, It says Lang twins because you have an identical twin brother, which makes this perfect.
I indeed have an identical twin brother. He better be home working while I'm up here playing.
That's only makes sense. So,
Yeah.
And also, hey, let's tell our viewers about you guys. You're here every year. Next year, of course, America in the spotlights. Charlene, tell our viewers a little about your winery.
Well, our winery is a fifth-generation winery in Lodi, California. And the good news is that we have a lot of talented children that are down there holding down the fort while we're up here enjoying Vancouver.
That's the way it should be, actually.
should
Make the
be,
kids
yeah.
work, absolutely. I was looking at your website and your wines and everything. Are they available up here? Can people find your wines in BC?
Yes, you can find our wines in BC, but we're just getting started in this part of the world, so it's going to be limited. But we have an entire list, and we're really enjoying being a part of this wine scene.
Should mention langtwins.com for more information. Charlene, I'll let you answer this last because we'll blow Randall's horn a little bit, but currently serving as the chairperson of the California Wine Institute.
He is the chairperson of the Wine Institute. And of course, there's a nice exhibit here as well for Wine Institute. We kind of have a unique opportunity because Randy was also the chairman of COG, which is the Wine Grape Growers of California. And now he's at Wine Institute. So it's a perfect marriage. It really is fabulous.
And they have a perfect marriage, so it's all fantastic, or they tell me. So anyway, hey, thanks for dropping by. Part of our segment with Harry, and again, United States in the spotlight in next year's International Wine Festival. It's Randy and Charlene Lang of Lang Twins Family Winery and Vineyards. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Closed captioning and other promotional considerations provided by Hamilton High Street Senior Residence, Richmond's newest senior living community.
Back here at Hydra Restaurant in the Cabana Lounge, it's time to say goodbye.
It is. Thanks for watching, and thanks to all our guests. If you have any comments, make sure you check us out. info@ourcitytonighttv.com is our email address. I'm Jim Gordon.
And I'm Lita Leapins.
We'll see you on the next edition of Our City Tonight.
Don't forget to check out past episodes and individual interviews, all on the Our City Tonight YouTube channel. The Richmond Sentinel, providing news, entertainment, and human interest stories in print and online.